What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, as you can see here, undefeated, lightweight, star, title contender, Frank the Ghost Martin. 18 wins, no loss, no draw, 12 wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, and is a southpaw. He responds to the fans. He responds to the critics. He responds to undefeated two-division world champion, former unified super featherweight world champion, now lightweight superstar title contender, Shakur Stevenson, with this training video. Him in the gym, him working out. This in response to Shakur Stevenson and the boxing world calling out Frank Martin for pulling out the negotiations and pulling out their November 16th Las Vegas, Nevada mega showdown for the vacant World Boxing Council, better known as WBC, lightweight title. Shakur Stevenson is 20 wins, no loss, no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. And he's a southpaw as well. He's former unified WBC, WBO super featherweight champion. Now he's contending for the lightweight vacant WBC title that's vacated by now former undisputed lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney, who is 30 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach, as Devin Haney is now moving up to junior welterweight to challenge the two-time WBC junior welterweight world champion superstar boxer Regis Rougarou Prograis, who is 29 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 24 wins by way of knockout. He is 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, and he too is a southpaw. So, with that said, Shakur Stevenson is fighting or looking to fight Frank Martin for this vacant WBC title. And Frank Martin abruptly pulled out the negotiations as the fight was headed to a purse bid September 5th. But Frank Martin and his team confirmed with the WBC president Mauricio Suleiman, board of 32 members, that they have came to an agreement with Shakur Stevenson, legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum, and ESPN, so they didn't need the purse bid. And now, according to these reports, as you see, this was just recent. Frank Martin is training right there. You see, this is just hours ago when Frank Martin was training. He responded to that afterwards, just 48 hours later, and informed Shakur Stevenson team that they were no longer interested, with no explanation outside of the fact that Shakur Stevenson has revealed that Frank Martin and his team, they wanted a 50-50 split or they wasn't going to fight. Now, Frank Martin is promoted by current active former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Errol the Truth Spence Jr. and Man Down Promotions. Errol Spence Jr. is 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. He's coming off the biggest lucrative fight of his career and suffering the first loss of his career, July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, to Terrence Crawford, who oddly enough is a big brother mentor figure to Shakur Stevenson. So with that said, Errol Spence is also obviously with PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman as his advisor. And he also fights on Showtime with Showtime President of Sports, Steven Espinosa. And that's where Frank Martin is also at as well. And so it was reported that Frank Martin and his team agreed to allow Top Rank and ESPN to put on this fight and didn't allow it to go to a purse bid where any and everybody can bid on the fight. They wanted to control the narrative with this fight. And so obviously Shakur Stevenson is the biggest superstar in this position. He is the clear A side as he's headlined major cards. He has been he's a 2-division champion. This will be his 3rd division attempting to become a world champion. Frank Martin has never fought or won a world title. Not to mention Frank Martin fight with Michelle Ali Rivera. Now he wants a 50-50 split with Shakur Stevenson. It's reported that he was going to get a guaranteed purse of $1 million for this fight with Shakur Stevenson. And that's on par with what Bob Arum has historically done. He's offered that to Shawn Porter, welterweight, two-time now retired future Hall of Fame world champion. When he was looking to fight Terrence Crawford, he said he would guarantee a purse to $1 million to Keith Thurman. Bob Arum has historically thrown out this $1 million number and doesn't have rematch clauses. So it's not shocking that he offered Frank Martin $1 million. And now Frank Martin and his team, they want a 50-50 split in this situation to fight Shakur Stevenson, which is unrealistic. But again, in my position, I'm not in a position to tell a man what he's worth. I'm just going based off the numbers. Now you look at the Michelle Ali Rivera fight, where Michelle Ali Rivera was the A side against Frank Martin. And it's reported that Michelle Ali Rivera got a reported $200,000 for that fight, and Frank Martin got $75,000 for that fight as the B side. So he took a lesser split against Michelle Ali Rivera, who once again accomplished absolutely nothing within the sport of boxing. He never fought for a world title, and he never won a world title. But yet they was okay with taking a less split to fight Michelle Ali Rivera. Now, I understand this is a bigger fight. This is a bigger name, and it's a bigger risk. And you want to get the risk versus the reward. You want to get a bigger split. But $1 million compared to $75,000, and then it was reported in his last fight he got $250,000. Well, that's 4 times the amount, $1 million, that he would have gotten, and it would be 10 times the amount from the $75,000 he received against Michelle Ali Rivera. So I don't understand why Frank Martin and his team are looking for a 50-50 split. Now, you can negotiate, what split you want, but to say that you want a 50-50 split is just simply unrealistic in this scenario and in this situation. And this is something they had to have agreed upon before, we got to this point where they informed Shakur Stevenson they wasn't interested. And then 48 hours after they did that, Shakur Stevenson, he came out, he said that Frank Martin is ducking. And then top rank executives, they put out a statement and said, this is unfortunate that Frank Martin has pulled out this fight and shown and stated that he has no interest and was guaranteed a purse of $1 million. Frank Martin and his team didn't respond. And then a few days later, Frank Martin responded and said, I didn't duck anything. But that was it. And now after that, the world is calling for an explanation from Frank Martin. And Frank Martin, he responds by putting up a training video, letting the world know he's still ready. He's still in shape. But his team wants 50-50. And it was going to a purse bid. So if that was the case, they should not have. They knew the agreement that was in place from Bob Arum and Top Rank and ESPN. That's why they removed the purse bid off the table. That's why I did the video. Well, did they pull the rug from underneath Frank Martin's feet? And Frank Martin was unaware that they were going to do so. Did they promise him something? And then once the purse bid was off the table, then Frank Martin was received the short end of the stick. He was duped in the situation. Then they suddenly stated, well, we're not going to give you this. We have this for you. And now the purse bid, where he would have got at least a 25 to 30% of the purse bid at the very least, maybe even a 60-40 split. But I believe it's 70-30 for the WBC. I know for the IBF it's 60-40, but for the WBC, I believe it's 70-30. So he would have gotten 30% of the guaranteed purse that was offered in the purse bid, which could have been more than $1 million, right? It wouldn't have been 50-50. So did Frank Martin get promised 50-50 by Top Rank, Bob Arum, and ESPN? And then once the purse bid was removed, then Frank Martin got the short end of the stick. He got duped. He got tricked. He got hoodwinked. Is that what took place? Because if so, then Frank Martin should let the world know that's bad business on Shakur Stevenson's team side to hoodwink him after promising him 50-50 split when they removed the purse bid. And nobody would have an issue with him then informing them he has no interest in taking this deal. So 50-50 again, you didn't receive 50-50 against Michelle Ali Rivera, and you didn't get more than $250,000 to fight in your last fight, I mean, $1 million is looking good for a title, a marquee fight against a marquee name, and a vacant title, and the most money you ever made in your career. That just makes sense to me. So we got to see how this unfolds and plays out moving forward. But this is very, very interesting, and it's heating up. But this is a huge opportunity that Frank Martin is getting ready to miss. And that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Did Frank Martin get hoodwinked? Did he get tricked? Or did he simply outprice himself and don't want to take this risk? Let me know.
Hi, I'm Courtney, and I'm